Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, guys and dolls. This is Purple Zebra back with another little video. Now, if you guys have seen, she's a pretty popular art YouTuber. Her name is Leslie Lou Marie. Recently, within I think the past few weeks, she did this video where she swapped OCs with one of her other artist friends, and she colored theirs and they colored hers. And it was really interesting because it's always interesting to see the different ways that or different artists interpret the way maybe a character looks or how they represent themselves. And you know, it was really interesting at the end of the video to see the two different palettes versus the official palette and the one that she did. And I wanted to try that too, so I put up a journal on DeviantArt. It's like, hey, if you guys want to swap characters and we'll color each other's and see what it's like to see someone else interpret your character's colors, that'll be really cool. This character that I'm drawing right now is Marmalade. She's one of my pyramid leaders from the Story of Stardust. The pyramids are these floating cities in the sky that usually have one particular business about them, and her business in her pyramid, which is Ukalade, is an amusement park. Essentially, her pyramid is one gigantic amusement park. And so I wanted her to look a little bit like a clown, a little bit like a jester. And you'll see at the end of the video, I do actually change up like a little, like I tweak her design just a tiny bit, because I wasn't happy with the shirt and the hair situation. A part of her character is that she does not like hearing bad news, so she doesn't subscribe to like the news pyramid. There's a news pyramid known as Traumanad, and then there's a military base pyramid, and then there's a kingdom of war. She doesn't like any of those people. She doesn't like to think of strife. She's one of those people that is, if she was real, like in real life, she'd be one of those people who willfully remain ignorant so that they don't get bogged down by bad news, which is not always a bad thing. But for her, it kind of is in the story. But let's get on to the first OC that I was given. Now, this first OC is named Diamond by Dream Dancer on DeviantArt. I have all the links in the description below. But they said that he's a really meaningful bodyguard to like royalty and stuff like that. And so it was kind of obvious from the way he was posed and everything that he's very like proper. The first thing I wanted to do with this character was make it so his jacket was red, because that was one of the colors that I knew for a fact that I wanted his jacket to be red. And I kind of mirrored everything on top of that. Like, I complemented every other color with the red of his jacket. But the thing is, you'll see every now and again I flip between what seems to be a grayscale layer, and that's me checking the values on the character in terms of the colors, because originally the red of his jacket was a lot darker, a lot more like a blood red. I made it a little bit lighter because I wanted him to have either dark blue or brown pants, because usually they have a set of like dark slacks. And I could have made the whole thing one color, but I like breaking it up between the top and the bottom. And you'll see eventually as we go through the speed paint that I do end up coloring some of the lines, especially on the mask, with like his symbols on the on his mask. I definitely wanted to make them gold because I thought red and gold, and with how I ended up doing his hair and everything, because I added a little bit of a auburn like hue effect on his hair, you know, that fade effect. I really like that. I really like doing that, but I don't always do it for my characters because messing with hues can sometimes be a little difficult. And another thing I did was I gave him red eyes, not only to complement the red of his jacket, but also because his pose that he was giving me was a little bit, I wouldn't say devious, but a little bit mysterious. So I was like, what's a mysterious eye color? And I just went with red. Because the thing is, I don't always like giving my characters brown hair and brown eyes. Because even though I know that's pretty basic, like I have brown hair and brown eyes. So I know that's a pretty basic thing to do, but I like experimenting with different colors and making the eyes pop out from where you see the hair. Some of my characters do have brown hair and brown eyes, but not most. And this is Diamond's official color palette, made by Dream Dancer themselves. Oh wow. It's actually a lot different than what I was thinking. You know, I should have picked on the fact that his name is Diamond. You know, the clear white blue aesthetic, but I was going for straight red aesthetic. I was not going for pure blue white, and I think his jacket is like a dark, maybe like a forest green. I actually really like that. That is completely different from what I was thinking. I was not even considering in the back of my head anything like that. I actually find it really interesting. He did something similar color under the eyes. I had like a little bit of a red going under the eyes. That's just something I thought of. It wasn't, there were like no lines indicating it in the picture itself. So I'm actually really amazed by that. It looks completely different than the one I did. It's almost like on the other side of the spectrum with the blues and the greens and all that. It's actually really interesting. I really like that. So I'm probably gonna surprise everyone by doing this and revealing this, but this is Marmalade's actual design. I really wanted her to have like this rainbow effect that looked like it was coming from underneath her and like through her. And so I did end up making a lot of her shit kind of like pastel rainbows. And I know, like, since I am on my second channel, an OC reviewer and all that, one of the first things they teach you is like, hey, don't use excessive rainbows on your characters because it makes them look bad. But honestly, that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to make her look really kitschy and over the top because that's her aesthetic, you know? That's how she rolls. That's why she has like a lot of openings, and she has underneath ruffles and like things that are underneath her main outfit, which is mostly just white. I was thinking of making it like a light pink or a light blue, but the white definitely worked more with the whole rainbow aesthetic, because if I made it a light pink or a light blue, it would have been too many colors. And this is the first time I'm actually seeing Dream Dancer's version of my character Marmalade. Oh my goodness. That is actually really amazing, because you want to know something? After I made her hat, after I designed her hat, I was like, wow, it kind of looks like a mushroom. It kind of, with the spots and the way it kind of flops, it reminded me of Toad from Mario, like Super Mario and all that. It reminded me of Toad, and I'm like, oh boy. I'm kind of glad that before I made the hat, I decided that I wanted her to have some kind of like pastel rainbow design to her, because if I didn't, I would have been stuck just thinking of, I really should make this like red and white because mushrooms, and that's all I can think of. I was initially gonna make it like a light pink and a light purple, but I wasn't feeling the color choices, and the light pink and the light purple hue were just too close. But I actually really like this. It looks really cute. I love the way they highlighted the skirt, because it makes it look very bubbly. That's kind of what I wanted the skirt to do, is like look very bubbly. And I love those shoes. This could be like oh, I love her eyes. If you saw her eyes in my original thing, they're just green. And I love that they did the white clown makeup thing, because if you see in my original design, she actually does have white clown makeup, and then she has the cheeks and the lips and the eyes over it and everything. Oh my god, that is really cute. Oh my god. And I guess, yeah, I guess her skin color is kind of like a light pink. That's really cute. I like that. And remember guys, that's Dream Dancer on DeviantArt if you want to go check them out. Link in the description below.